vessel that would give you trouble if you wanted to fucking be fucking walking around in a fucking body. Instead of having a regular body that already has a soul in it, you just create a freaking clone and then proclaim it, and then invoke and summon these entities into the already avatar body, and then the consciousness on walking around will be walking around like a fucking demon. It's a demon. I'm just saying demons ride these clones because the clones are soulless, and because they're not created by God nor the devil, they have nowhere else to go but these fucking bodies that we create for them.
And somehow,
actually,
Palpatine returned.
I want to go with this for a little bit, just because I am interested in that. Because it's just an idea I have about electricity, regardless.
Oh man,
if we could start putting souls into machines, I mean, the only thing really that's going to be running through them is going to be electricity. So I mean, like, I'm not denying what you're saying. Like, so either explain to me where the soul is going, or is the soul the electricity? Is it in there? Like, that's the only thing that's going to be powering those machines.
It'll be
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just because I do think that's what I actually think electricity is like. I think to a certain extent we actually have something weird going through our computers right now.
Whoa! You're saying that electricity equals soul, or at least consciousness? That makes consciousness.
To an extent, yes. I think that would be like the beast, the raw beast in the occult. Yeah.
Yo, that's
without like
it'd
be like raw energy, like without form, and just can shatter and go wherever it fucking wants.
I mean, if you really think about it, what the Book of Revelation talks about.
The only way you'll stop it or change it is magnetism, which would be the left pillar. You know what I'm saying? And that bends
magnets or containment.
Yeah, to pull it, or or metals to
so
like.
You're talking about full. What's the ultimate? The ultimate thing would be what? To manipulate the energy or multiply. Is that the mission?
Something like that. Well, yeah. Well, then think about all these things too. Everything we're using has a magnet in it. Magnet and electricity. I think that's the total basis of our actual existence. Boils down to that. Magnetism, electromagnetism, basically. I mean, if you look at how our cells are, all the things are just fucking like it really starts to just look like basic forms of electricity inside your body.
You know what? Wow. I like the way that you're putting that out, because even so, like sacred geometry, if you look at it, how these microchips are done, if from the bottom up and you put a magnifying glass, it looks just like the way we've set up different ancient structures around the freaking planet, just to also manipulate and or amplify energetic frequencies. So I think you're going somewhere with this. I think it's very important. It's very, how do you say that? Explorable. It's the word. And you're connecting the dots. I think containment
sigils that even look like electric diagrams and shit, which is weird.
That is
like
fucking nuts.
Some of them will even have, like, if you, depending on what kind of sigils you're using, like if you're doing planetary and you're using the magic squares, when you start it off, you'll have like a little line, and then you start drawing to the things that you want to, and then you end with the circle. Sometimes you'll see shit like that in there. Wow. And like even the goetic symbol sigils, to me, the demon sigils, they look like fucking motherboard parts. If you start looking at them, it's like transistors,
different types of energies.
Wires.
Yeah. Yo, you're onto something, dog. Oh, you know what you told me last time? I'm gonna say it back to you today. I think you stepped on shit. You stepped on shit today.
I said that to you. Yeah.
If that would explain why, if you look at the like when you look at the Egyptian pyramids and all, they're in the shit. They lined up perfectly, just like a motherboard is. And then when you realize every single pyramid and pretty much every ancient structure is all perfectly laid up on a ley line, from the Stonehenge to the pyramids down in Montezuma's, like down yonder, the Aztecs, Incans, and Mayans. Then you got over to the Egypts, their pyramids, to the fact that there's pyramids under the Great Lakes here in America.
Oh yeah, the Great Lakes is one of the most fucking controversial yet unexplored areas in the world. Not only that, but with the most disappearances by capita in written world history, 10 times more than the Bermuda Triangle. Hashtag look it up. It's fucking nuts. The Great Lakes is a huge fucking spot of
also
mystery.
the home of Old Champ. It's also the home of Champ.
No, Champ is in Champ is in Lake Champlain.
Lake Champlain. Ain't that a Great Lake? Or
I don't think is it? I'm not sure.
I think it's a Great Lake.
Champ's supposed to be like the Loch Ness of that area. It's like a Loch Ness looking.
Which the Loch Ness monster, lovingly called Nessie, which I want that bitch to stop asking me for $250. But it's based off of the plesiosaur. If you look at it, it's the plesiosaur. But then you also have Mokele-mbembe down in the Congo. I think I talked to RGB and Nick about Mokele-mbembe last time we conversed.
Kent Hovind breaks that down very fucking dope too, like the giant animal in Africa.
Down in the Congo. I want to say the Congo is Africa.
He breaks down that the giant animal and how it could still be existing today. And there's a movie called, I think, Anaconda, the Orchid of Life, I believe it's called. Hashtag look it up and correct me if I'm wrong. They're talking about how anacondas don't stop growing until they fucking die. Same thing with this animal. And the more that he mates and eats these giant pieces of animal or pieces or whatever it is, the more he survives, the bigger he gets. But he breaks down how he thinks that this animal survived throughout the ages and how the earth is only about roughly a little over 6,000 years old. That's where I'm getting that from. Kent Hovind is he's a great dude, man. Hashtag looking up. What's up, Prometheus?
Shout out to old Doc. Hell, if he wants, he can hop in.
Yeah.
Always happy to have Doc in.
Right? Yeah, the link's in there. Anybody.
So open the invite.
Yeah, that would be great.
I mean, yeah. And talking about cloning and everything, there's actually a book I read when I was in 4th or 5th grade that has always stuck with me. Have you gentlemen ever heard of the book called The House of the Scorpion?
No.
Negative.
So it is a book, not to give too much away of spoilers. But it's a book about you. It's a book about a boy. He is being cloned. He is a clone, but he is being treated as an animal and everything. And anyway, the guy, he's a clone of like the biggest drug dealer kingpin of like South America at that point in time, because this is like a dystopian future. But he ends up realizing that, hey, only reason why he is being cloned is for his organs and everything. That's how it's been going. This is why the old guy's been cloning, so he can live pretty much forever. And so what happens is he realizes, well, hey, at this point in time, he's being treated good and everything because he is so far the only clone to ever show any talent in music. And boy, it's a really good book. It actually talks about the unethical practice of why cloning is evil, inherently evil. Well, yes, cloning it's phenomenal. We've had it since like the 70s. But I want to say it was either Bush or Clinton. They are the ones who said, no. There's a guy down in South America claiming to be Hitler, and he's like 128. But if he was Hitler, he should really be in his like 130s. But no, this is why like cloning. One of the presidents said that cloning is unethical. It is not just unethical; it goes against humanity. It goes against God, and that it should be illegal. But my question is this: if we couldn't quote unquote, if we stopped cloning after Dolly the sheep or whatever, why is it? You can't tell me that we haven't ever tried to clone a person. It just doesn't make sense not to.
Oh, really?
If we can clone a sheep,
we never stopped cloning. We just covered it up. We never stopped cloning. We just covered it up with different names and different laws and different brands that we are today we probably are even consuming these parts of animals that have been completely
Oh, yeah,
cloned
no.
and also manufactured. Like all of these, like they just don't call it cloning anymore. Now they just call it something else.
Yeah, the manufacturing. That's exactly what they call it.
Lab grown meat. Lab grown meat. Which was even
now they
talked
call it 3D
printing. Y'all gentlemen have heard of one of the best comedians in our day and time, the good, the grand, the man, the myth, the legend, Cat Williams, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
He has he did an entire one of his specials. I want to say it's Pimpin' Chronicles. He talks about how the FDA just signed that you can have clone meat and everything, and it's from I'll try to find that video. I'll send y'all the link and everything. But it's easy to find.
What they say is, in small increments of amounts, it's not that legal unless it's completely illegal. But then again, that's what they say with fucking cell phones and radiation. Oh, it's because it's small doses. It's all completely fine. Yet in anywhere around the fucking world, you can't own an iPhone that conducts more than a certain amount of radiation. For example, the iPhone 12, a lot of people were fucking getting radiation sickness from them in Europe, and they fucking banned the entire fucking model. Hashtag look it up.
Well, think about it too. If it's legal to get the meat, where are they getting the meat from? And then there's the thing of when was the last time you seen a fucking graveyard being built? You know what I mean? There's that whole fucking conspiracy. You know what I mean? So what are they doing? What are they doing with the fucking? We know when you go to a funeral, no one really sticks around to see the body get fucking put down and covered up. Most of the time, people are out of there before they cover it up. So what are they really?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you something. After COVID, man, they made a killing in money.
They did. Literally. They crushed it. Everybody did. The government definitely did. So,
I do wonder about what happens with all those. I do wonder if body parts get removed and shit or stolen,
organs and shit, and sold on the black
there
market.
Was even like there was a special that I watched, and I think the reason I watched it was on Netflix, and I think it was because the guy was from New York, and it was a pretty wild story when you look at somebody who like was just. Basically, what happened is this guy had a legit, actually, like company for stuff like that, where he would acquire that shit, and then would like places that need it would get it from him, and he started doing very well to the point to where he couldn't keep up with certain demands that he ended up resorting to actually like neither him or other people were like literally stealing parts out of fucking morgues. And eventually, like somebody, like I think what happened is that somebody went to go put their hand on their father's leg at the wake and realized it was like a bar and not a leg. And they're like, what the fuck? Where is my father's leg? And that started the whole thing where they ended up realizing that this all led back to some guy. Now, that's a legit company that started off legit, or at least that's how they portrayed it, and then eventually got into that shit. Now, think about what's being done, in the black market. Like, not actually like, they're like, this guy was even getting his shit out to get tested to show that this stuff's even good to donate. Like, this guy was going through the whole fucking thing. It's just whenever he sent this shit out to get tested, nobody ever asked where it came from.
If I may add, the quadricep and the calf is the best tasting body part in the human body. That's all I'm saying, guys. Don't ask me how I know that.
Fuck.
Alan.
Jeez, dude. Right.
To be fair, during the seafaring days, by British law, if your ship went down and you're stuck in lifeboats and everything, there's actually ethical ways to draw straws and everything. See you weren't supposed to kill them, but there's actually ways like if your shipmate was dead in the same raft as you, and you're fucking hungry, there was proper ways to dress them out, a proper way to field dress them. You're supposed to give them burial at sea, but you are able to eat the calves, the thighs, the biceps of a human. What you do not want to eat is the organs and the brain, because if you do, you're fucked.
Ugh.
I'll keep that
You
in
are
mind.
disgusting, Web of Mysteries. You're fucking disgusting, bro. I don't even know if I want to be your friend anymore, man.
That's fucked up. I ain't a cannibal. I'm sorry. I just fucking really paid attention in History Cast. I love history. And your boy does like true crime. And
Okay, I have a
by the
question for you.
way,
I have a question for you.
yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you. And then, look, cut me off if I'm fucking being retarded and fucking disgusting, because it is going to get a little crazy here. And guys, I know we're on YouTube, so for safety purposes and entertainment purposes only. So if you have a best friend, this is your brother, dog. This is your homie, all right? Let me get a little serious. This is your fucking brother, your arm, bro. And I'm telling you, like, you will go to war with this
What's
mother
up,
trucker,
dog?
right? And then for some reason, dog, you freaking, I don't know, the freaking airplane gets struck and you both are in a fucking island now. Now both of you are hunting and gathering, dog, all right? You guys are eating fish. You guys are eating fucking, you guys are building teepees and shit, but you guys are surviving. There's no gay shit here. You just your fucking brother, right? You guys are fucking your best friend from childhood. You guys, awesome dude. Like, you would share fucking, you would take your clothes off your back for this guy. All right. So anyway, so at this point now, the dude gets bitten, bro, or something. He broke a leg. There's no way you can heal. He's fucking dying. And he tells you, dude, please kill me. Kill me right now. Take me out of my freaking misery. And you, as his best friend, you're like, bro, damn, bro, I'm freaking sorry. And you grab a giant boulder, bro. You grab it and then you throw it on his freaking skull. Bam, right? You just destroyed him. Now you killed him.
Lord of the Flies
what do you do to the body, bro? Do you grab the body and do you give him a burial, or do you let all that meat go to waste, or do you do the proper thing and then be one with your buddy? You know what I mean? What do you do? What's the right thing to do, bro?
So there's no even question. So we're killing our friend regardless. So that's not even.
You're killing a friend because he wants you to. He's gonna die either way. But he just wants you to come out of his question, right? You know, so I mean,
we do it differently. Like I would assume we'd have some sort of cutting tool, since like we don't have like a machete at least. I can make it a nice swoop, like one. Maybe two or three.
Anything
3 chops to get the head
off. You can flint nap. You can flint nap, or you. There's multiple ways you could have done that, but no, my boy's gonna say
that's fucking rough, dude.
I'm just saying, do you let the meat go to waste?
Yo, I'm tossing that shit out into the fucking water.
Oh, dude, come on, bro.
I'm burying my buddy, boy. Call me John D, because I'm about a Rockefeller. But yeah, dog. I'm burying him and giving him last rites.
I won't let that meat go to waste, bro. My buddy will let me.
Oh, the fucking fish you can eat it, dude. Officially, you can use it to go fishing, maybe. You use it for chump.
Fuck them fishes, bro. It's meat only.
Remind me not to get straight.
Yo, you know how much energy you're gonna waste too much energy even burying the fucking dude. You better make sure you got tons of food.
It's a sandy beach. It ain't gonna be that much energy.
Yeah,
but even then, I'm gonna give him.
I know
give the boy a headstone.
That meat. We could refrigerate that meat and not let it go to waste for a couple of weeks at
come
least.
On.
I'm just
but you just got poisoned. How do you know that meat's even good now?
Yeah, where the fuck are you gonna refrigerate it?
You can solve it. All you gotta do is
take the leg off. We chop the head off, take the leg off, and the rest is good.
Yeah, there you go. Just the leg, bro. The rest, okay.
It's like you got bit by a zombie. You just take that part off. He's good.
What you could do is, like, if you're really gonna go down the cannibalistic way and you want to like save the meat, you can dig a hole into the sand. You're gonna want to fill that up with
it right now. Are you thinking this through right now, Crockpot?
Yo, I was just thinking the same shit. I'm like, yo, this guy's still defending his case.
Remind me never to freaking get lost in an island with fucking Crockpot, bro. Please, dog.
No, I'm just saying you can actually get you. If I watch a lot of Mythbusters, so
he's got it all figured out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, the slow cooker, bro, the mother trucker came out and just said it. Well, you know what? I wouldn't, but if you had to, I know exactly how to do it. Like, damn.
This is what we would be doing. Absolutely. Fuck.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah. If I am thirsty, there's no fresh water, and all I have is salt water. You damn skippy, son. I'm about to take that, put me a small little fucking can, then put a can in, dig another hole, and have that fill that up with the salt water. And hopefully I have like saran wrap or something, pile that down, put a rock on all 4 things to hold that down, have that run a bead down that way when it into the metal can. That way, when the sun is pretty much boiling that water, it's gonna condense, hit that saran wrap is gonna beat up there, it's gonna fall, run down into the fucking channel I just made into my tin can. That way I can drink that water. And lo and behold, gentlemen, we have salt at the end of that, at the bottom of that sand. We can use that to preserve whatever meat we got, be that fish meat, monkey meat. Oh goddamn it! I just killed me a fucking bear. I
That's
don't.
that marine shit.
If the science makes the science. Yes.
I love it.
Ooh, right?
You are a genius.
But
And
I knew
with that,
this
guys,
before I went to the Marine Corps.
with that, I'm gonna be out of this amazing conversation, guys. Thank you so much for having me, bro. I do 30-minute bangers and how we do it right now.
In and out real quick.
Peace out, man. Thank you so much for having me, bro. Peace.
Later, Traps.
Love you, Bubble. Awesome guy. And,
What a fucking
by the way, I do not condone cannibalism. So
I thought like it was gonna be like, do you kill your friend or not? And like we already fucking knocked that off. So I was like, oh wow, okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna pull the Cain and Abel out. I made a joke when I say call me John D because I was gonna whack a fella, but I wasn't back. We just, you know what? You stay right there. I'll be right back. I just go get a vine and just like Tony Montana that shit. Go out it. All right, just go to sleep.
Fucking sense.
Yeah. Well, at least it doesn't look that bad after the fact. Because that was even the whole other thing. Not to get into it too much, but like when you say like the boulder, I'm like, you know what kind of mess you got to look at as you're doing that? Like, who the fuck wants to see that? You're like traumatizing yourself looking at your friend's head busting open. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Lord of the Flies shit.
Yeah, just like, geez, like.
That's a good book, by the way. That is. The Lord of the Flies is actually a good book. I read it. Another good book, Shackleton Stowaway, for all you readers out there on out in the web and podcast land. I highly recommend The House of the Scorpion and Shackleton Stowaway. But you got anything interesting in RGB?
Yeah, I got one for you. What about these scientists in New Mexico going missing? We had that one guy who has been working on some secret UFO style cases, and he went out for a walk and never came. Yeah, then a few months prior, there was another female scientist who was working on the case as well. Went out for a hike, waved to her neighbors as she got out of her car, went off to the trail, never to be seen again. Both tied to a major project going on over there in basically S4 where Bob Lazar was working. So Los Alamos. So they just disappeared.
Yeah, I saw something about that. It might have actually been a little bit. It might have been like 3 or 4.
Yeah, they're saying allegedly over the past like 2 years, 6 people have gone, 6 scientists or people who are working on that project have been going missing.
Whew. And
it's interesting with the timing of like the government doing, alien.org, purchasing those sites. You see that? The government purchased
alien.gov. It's alien.gov.
Yeah, or whatever they are. So yeah.
Yeah, they have an app. I was like, oh Jesus Christ! You know that they have an app now?
No, do they really?
The White House has an app.
Yeah, perfect.
Yo, you know what was crazy? The day before it came out, I thought this was the weirdest shit. And some people, like, I don't know, I look at it, maybe it's like a little bit more than it is. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. But like the White House Twitter itself was tweeting like pixelated pictures. And then it released a video that had like backwards music and backwards talking and like all fuzzy weird shit. And then when you played it backwards, it said like, an exciting announcement tomorrow. It was just weird. I was like, why the fuck is the White House like posting backwards masking?
Yeah, my buddy, my co-host.
Weird in the pixelated pictures, and then the next day was the app was announced, and I was like, okay, that was for the fucking app. But I just found it like this is our White House, like
sending encrypted messages like that. Yeah,
like they're advertising. They're like this is the world we're in now, where the White House has its own way of like advertising shit. Like what the. You know what I'm getting at? It's just weird.
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely. My co-host Area 51 Anthony sent me that, and he goes, "Dude, what the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "Bro, I don't know." And then I seen it again, but I didn't know that's what it was the app coming out. But yeah, Wild shit. But it was so strange. It was such a strange video for them to release. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't know what it is.
I saw some I think it was like some Q-tard shit, but no offense if you guys went to Q.
No.
Somebody was saying that oh, you guys don't realize that like once the power goes out, these will be the only apps that we can, this app will still be like usable. Some shit like that. And I'm like reading it and I'm like, all right, so once the power goes out,
mm-hmm.
I mean, how long is that app going to save our lives for? 6 hours until our phones die and then we can't charge them again?
Right.
I mean, come on. Like, I even said, you got to be the biggest fucking idiot. When the power goes out, this app that's on a phone that needs to be fucking powered is going to save us. You're a fucking idiot. Holy shit, you're a retard.
Yeah. They'll be using our phones as Israel did with the beepers, man. That's what they'll be doing with our phones when it all comes down to it.
The first thing I'm doing is ditching this motherfucker.
Going completely dark.
But actually, cool thing about phones, most phones have a lithium-ion battery. So even if you're lost or whatever, you don't have a light or anything, you have your phone. Break that bitch open. Get that battery. Take your blade of your knife. Break that battery where the contents of it is out. You can take you like your tender in it. And what you want to do is blow because it's going to get really fucking hot and it can actually it's a one-time use, but it can actually start a fire so that you can actually be able to have fire and shelter, because obviously you're already probably going to try to have shelter. But it's a pretty cool thing. So.
One of your commenters made a good point that I wonder how close this New Mexico people that went missing, the scientists, were to Los Alamos. Zorro Ranch, where Epstein had ties to. Zorro Ranch, yeah.
There's been some weird things coming up in the files that look like that certain assassinations are actually done because these people were associated with Epstein.
Yeah.
Did
you guys?
That is crazy.
Did y'all talk?
Did you see
talking about Epstein? Did y'all see how there's a guy called Palm Beach Pete that is a spitting image of that motherfucker?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Palm Beach Pete there's allegedly, I've seen another thing today that his daughter is missing Russian girl.
Right? Yeah,
Russian girl or something like that. Yep.
And Epstein did live in Palm Beach, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. I think that's where he lived when he had that sweetheart deal.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, it is weird that it's just like, I assume the guy like came out to kind of like, oh, I could probably make some money somehow on social media by being like, oh, I'm the guy that blah blah blah. Now it's weird how he's like, oh, well, he was at a party, I met him that way, but we didn't talk, and now all of a sudden he's got a 14-year-old fucking or some daughter that's been missing for 14 years or some shit.
Right.
It's just like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
It is. It's just too fucked up. Everything is just too fucked up.
Sometimes you know what I think it is? It's just like, all right, like how are we gonna put one of our boys on? All right, like this is the whole thing. Like, how do we know where that original video came from that even pointed him out in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
That could have been his own way, just inserting himself into the picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's part of the crew, and he's like, I want to make my couple of bucks and get some fame out of this too. So, I just sometimes I wonder about shit like that. Like, are they just kind of like part of the clique? And
before he left the house, made sure he looked like Epstein as much as he could with the hat back.
Yeah.
Make sure he's got the whole gray going, everything else.
Yeah, because it just seems too weird now. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were close to that guy, I just would not come out and admit that on the internet. It's just very weird, the whole story and how he's even he's at parties with them. It's just, I don't know. This seems like an inserted story, possibly.
A lot of this shit's fucked up. It's to the point where everything's just out of control. Did you see the Drewski making fun of Erica Kirk? You know Drewski, the comedian? Yeah. Did you guys see that video?
Maybe not.
It is one of the funniest things ever. He hit like a spot on. He's a black dude. He did the whole white face thing, covered with like dressed like her, came out dancing, pretending to mourn like her husband passing, and then partying right after, and like just shit on her the whole time.
That whole situation is wild, dude. That shit makes no sense.
Yeah, Candace just released some video from the footage from behind, and there was like no blood spatter at all on the video behind Charlie Kirk. So the thing gets weirder and weirder. It really does.
I've seen one theory, and they're even saying that the dimensions of his booth matched exactly the type of dimensions that they have to put holograms up. I don't know if that was the case, but I've seen even some people saying that nothing even happened, that it was all hologram. I mean, that's pretty impressive, but I mean, I don't know.
The one thing that I get against the hologram theory is he threw hats to the crowd, or shirts or hats to the crowd. So that's the only thing that gets me against that hologram theory. But I was all in on that hologram theory until I seen that. And I was like, fuck, how would a hologram actually physically throw shit to the crowd?
And then, like, you know what one thing is like, the one thing I find weird, but then it's like, again, you have to even wonder, like, it's just, this is my opinion. It's like, I would think, I don't know if they're really that dumb, but like when they show how like that one guy grabs his arm and then the one thing pops or goes off, you know, trying to say that was all set up. But it's just like, you know how people are. You don't think somebody will see you do that? Like, that can't be done another way, that like some guy out in the open still has to pull something on his shirt that makes it obvious, it's just, to me, it's just like, are these even situations that they're just like, oh, the people run down rabbit holes with all this bullshit?
Yeah.
You know, like he could still be dead. Maybe he wasn't dead. Maybe that's why nothing went behind him. You just, sometimes I even wonder, like, could that have been a special effects fucking thing that went off?
Right, because also when they brought him to the car, he's got these fresh pair of white Nikes on, and there ain't a fucking drop of blood on him. And the amount of blood that was in that video, there should be some blood on those fresh white Nikes. You know, there was nothing.
That's what I was gonna say. When he got hit in the neck and everything, that blew out his artery. That right there, it should have sprayed out. But when he slumped over, it just it pretty much bellowed out. And it's just that right there. It should have splattered on his shoe. That's basic fucking forensics. Hell, we had forensic science in my senior year. I studied the blood splatter on a lot of stuff then. It's just the way that did it does not look like that for him to have all white shoes. It should have been splattered with the blood. But I do not think that I believe what we saw actually happened. The man's dead and it's sad. And at least I know that Charlie he didn't feel the pain, because at that point he was dead before he even slumped over. But he's with the Lord now, so at least I can take the console on that. But I believe his fucking wife, that demon bitch, I think she orchestrated it, to be honest, because as soon as he died, she took the money that he turned down from Israel. She accepted it. She also, Charlie Kirk, he had the picture of him and his wife on their wedding day in his office since they got married. She took it down very fucking quickly after his death. She took it down and put up the scroll of the fucking Talmud.
Yo, yeah, that whole situation, you know, the way she acted in her past.
She's going around talking at schools now. So I have a friend of mine from my other podcast who was fucking livid because she's going to pick up her kid from school, and there's like a huge police presence and a SWAT truck and everything else. In this day and age, you know, for a parent, that's worst case scenario, pulling up to a school. You're thinking of, you know, some tragedy. So come to find out, it was Erica Kirk was there speaking. She's like, I would have kept my fucking kids home and blah, blah, blah. She wanted nothing to do with it. So, but she's right though. I mean, no heads up, no nothing. They just got her showing up there and shit, which is pretty fucked up. I'd like to know if something like that was happening, but that's what they got her doing. She's going around talking to schools and high school kids and all that bullshit.
You know what I think they might do with these robots? I think they're also, you know how I think they were talking about trying to put them in schools. I have a feeling they're going to implement these things as some sort of safety reasons for like school shooting or some sort of defense. And that's how they'll start slowly getting it into actually fucking us, you know, by starting to actually, like, you know, be law machines.
Nick, if you don't mind me saying this, I actually think I know the perfect way to stop school shootings.
What? Go to
And that way we don't have to have cancel.
Yeah, we could just cancel school. Cancel school. There'll be
Yeah,
no
no, fuck.
shootings.
Well, there's that. But that's just no. We get veterans out there. We put veterans out there, arm them, and like the veterans that have been able to clear a fucking mental evaluation, not just anyone that has come back and everything, but the ones that are clear and level minded and know what the fuck. Hell, deputize them if you have to. But I know, you can't tell me there's not. Veterans, they took a calling because they want to protect people. They love the country. What is protecting your country more and showing more love than protecting the next generation that comes after us?
Yeah. Until you get a crazy vet that shoots up the school.
Yeah, right.
That's
It turns into American Sniper.
I was like, fuck, I thought I was in the trenches for a second.
The whole flashback.
I mean, that's why you give them mental screenings, like, say, every 2 weeks.
I'm playing around.
I'm being serious, though. But, yeah. You got anything?
Oh, your boy made it.
What else you got here?
No clue what's going on. The Charlie Kirk thing, I did see that. I did watch that video.
I saw it live. I was coming back from therapy, driving.
There was a whole bunch going on in the background that doesn't add up.
The guy that does the fucking X motion, turns out he was prior service. I want to say he was up there. I can't remember what branch. But then you also have the guy that looks over when he on the other side when he does a motion. 2 seconds, it looks like something is leaving his hand, and 2 seconds later, Charlie gets hit. It's very fucking weird and very suspicious.
So wasn't one of the guys doing all the hand motions? He was there.
It's like a fucking tweaker. Yeah,
got attempted assassination.
Yeah, the guy that did like that made the X motion with his hands.
Yep.
He was also at Trump's. Yeah.
Yep.
Sketchy shit.
You telling me that the sniper team up top sees the fucking dickhead on the slanted roof, sees the rifle, does not take a shot? Like, nah, dog, that's the fucking president. Or, well, yeah, he was the president, a former president running for president. You're just gonna let him get shot? You're not. Fuck, don't. I wouldn't wait. Go take that preemptive hit, put that bitch down before there was even an attempt. Then you got the old dickhead on the fucking golf course with a rifle sticking out of bushes.
Oh.
Dude, one of these things just doesn't belong here. You know what I mean?
There's a guy with a rifle in the bushes?
When there was a second assassination attempt on Trump, they caught this guy who was golfing.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot all about that.
If I'm not mistaken, there's been like 3 or 4 attempts.
Yeah.
Hey, there's have y'all? Was it Nick Shirley or was it Tyler Oliveira or whatever that has the video of the dude saying that not everybody, like, this is with the nail bombing and all. So they said all the snack bar at the New York thing.
Well, when the kid threw the pipe, when the kid threw the pipe bomb a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, at the cops and shit.
Yeah, I don't think it was Shirley. Nick Shirley's been out in California exposing all the fraud out there. It was the other kid. But yeah. It's that's a whole situation, man. New York City's turning into a fucking mess right now with Mondani's. The fucking
I'm so glad I left.
The financial side of it's all fucked up. The fucking political, just everything's fucked up. New York's a shit show right now.
I am sorry for you, gentlemen. Y'all live in that hellhole. I couldn't
upstate,
do it. It's close.
I'm far enough away from the nonsense. Thank God.
Yeah.
For now, until it just trickles its way up here like it always does. Everything changed up here after 9/11. A lot of people from the city moved up from up to this way for after 9/11 to get out of it.
Own a handgun in New York?
We can't. So it's crazy. I can carry one up here, but I can't bring it if I travel to New York City or
go to the boroughs, right?
I can't bring it to the boroughs. So like I have my carry concealed, but I can't carry it down to the boroughs.
Yeah, the city is crazy. With
Yeah, but there's this really neat thing in the Constitution that says shall not be infringed, but apparently you need a piece of paper that glitches out if you go 2 feet to the wrong direction. That seems like an infringement to me, dog.
Nah, New York's fucking. It's tough, man. Shitty state. Shitty state. Taxes are out of control. Weather sucks. Good move, Nick. Getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
but is the mafia like still like highly active where y'all at, or have they like calmed down a bit?
Not where I'm at. I mean, they're still going. They're still always going to make moves in the city. They just got to do it different ways. They run it through the construction businesses and everything else. Garbage.
I understand that. They're not.
garbage.
Are they not still doing like the wars and shit, or have they just now like figured out not to do war?
No, I don't think so. I'm upstate, probably 3 hours from any of that nonsense, so I don't see it if they're doing it. From where I'm at, so I couldn't really tell you. I don't think it's like the Sopranos out there still, though. I think those days are done.
To be fair, I do like the Sopranos. That's a really good show. But I just
Nick, who was that right there? That comment?
That's my boy. Just I did DMT today. I feel like now I'm feeling now like I'm time traveling.
That's fucking awesome, buddy. Hold on tight, pal.
I think he's done it before. I think.
May the blessed earth guide you, but dog, I think you're just gonna find you're gonna find the nether in this point. But good luck with you.
That's fucking funny. That's funny. Yeah, the after party alien there, man. I got his logo right here in the fucking right in the back.
Let us know if you see the Clockwork Elves, dog.
You think we're ever gonna get to the whole alien bullshit or no?
I think so.
Yeah, what do you think? Oh, fucking JD Vance, man. Oh, listen, like I'm not. I just don't understand why everything comes down to. But it's just like, he's coming out and saying now that he thinks, these aliens are demons. And it's just like, oh, God, here we go with feeding the fear porn.
Yep. It all started with Obama speaking out about it, and then Trump getting his, and now it's Vance's turn. It's just another way to delay it, but keep up the topic a little bit more.
Oh, you think that's what it was? Just to like kind of have something come out of their mouth, but not really anything. That's a good point.
Just to drag it on a little bit before they figure out how they want to get it to us.
You think they will, or?
I think eventually they will. I truly do. I think at some point they're going to kind of have to. That's why they're buying the websites for.
You know what I wonder though? You know what I was thinking about? Well, first off, if it's even real or not. But I was just like, is this going to be the same reaction as the Epstein files? To where it's like, honestly, if you really think about it, it's really only the conspiracy theorists that still even know what the fuck was in there. The average person has no idea about that shit. Yep. So, like, is that what's going to happen with this? Where people be like, oh, okay, all right, so there's UFOs, and they admit that there was aliens. But
I think they give us a lot of old shit, like J. Allen Heinrich shit. I think they give us a lot of Project Blue Book shit, like from the
old
50s
stuff,
and 60s. Yeah, that's not really, relevant to today's times. I don't know if they'll really get into too much about, like, what they worked on at, Area 51 and S4, like, what Lazar allegedly seen and talked about. I mean, I believe a lot of what Bob Lazar said in his documentaries and interviews and shit. So, I don't know. I think they'll give us a lot of old shit, but I don't think they'll be really, telling us what the Jersey drones were and, some of the more modern stuff. I think maybe looking for Roswell and stuff like that, the big kind of things, but I think that's about it.
I want to know if they'll confirm Aurora, Texas, because that's all. That to me, that's all. It confirms itself. I know me and you have talked about Aurora, RGB, but did I talk to you about Aurora, Nick?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so long story short, this is set in 1899. 7 years before the Wright brothers flight, 7 years before the first manned flight. This craft is on fire. It's barreling down out of the sky. It hits a a judge's windmill in his town. So it hits his windmill on his property. He has a army signal corps officer come down to take a look. By a officer named by TJ Teams. He comes down. They see this. They see the craft. It's wrangled up. They see the body of the pilot. The officer says, I believe this here thing is a Martian. So they ended up burying it, giving it Christian rites, and the judge ends up taking the debris. It looks like almost like aluminum in a way, but he throws it in the well, and people have tried to discredit the story because they say, well, there's no windmill on the property, but yet you see the foundation of said windmill. And then there was a guy who buys the property later in like the 30s. Well, anyway, he is drinking water from the well, and when he does, his knuckles and his hands get so riddled with so much arthritis and everything, he can't even open his hands. Well, they ran because he took the debris out of the well. They ran the water, they tested the well water. The well water was radioactive.
Oh shit.
And they actually they were the alien, like the grave that was marked as an aliens thing. They ended up this part was on Brad Melson's Decoded back on the History back in the day on the History Channel. Anyway, they did a ground penetrating. They did not ground penetrating radar, but the metal detectors over it. A couple days before. And the thing didn't go off. It went off like there was something in there. Well, the night before that, they were going to go the next day when they were going to film up and everything, when it was scheduled for an exit to be exhumed and everything. They come back. Turns out, in the middle of the night, a van, you see a dark panel van pull up. A couple guys get out. Then a little time later, you see them coming back, hop back in the van. Well, inside it, what was ever in that grave was taken out, and not like it was the body and everything was taken out. And to this day, they cannot confirm it because there was nobody, there's nothing there. But when you look at all the compounding evidence, the missing windmill, the fact that the well was radioactive, and this is before the nuclear bombs was even dropped, and this is all. His hands were completely turned, like completely massive. He had like tumors growing out. It all shows that, yeah, this actually happened. And this happened 7 years before we even had flight. And this happened between 40 and 50 years before Roswell, New Mexico even happened. And they're already talking about Martians.
This is the Aurora, right? You said?
Yes, sir. Aurora, Texas.
Well, it's fucked up. I remember hearing about this way back. I forgot all about it until you brought it up. I was on Trebles with you when you brought it up. It's one of the first bombs you dropped.
I think that's when y'all started calling me Clark.
Yep.
Yo, Justice, like Nick looks way too high for this shit. No, I you know what it was? I was thinking in my head. I went down a rabbit hole. I don't think there's anything to it, but I found it like sometimes I find it weird when it comes to certain things in the occult or even just like older religions or just older shit. Sometimes you'll see certain words like popping up, like the word alien, like was used and like kind of used in Neoplatonic work, like Plotinus. That's old. And just, certain words you'll see like kind of come up and you're just like, is that like a callback to the past? And I was covering Valentinus, who was a Christian from like probably like between 2 and 4, around 2 or 400 AD. I forgot exactly when. And he was considered a Gnostic now. But there was also like other people at the time that had different opinions about Christianity before it got formed fully into what's accepted now. And one of the other like dudes, his name was Martian. And I was just like, It's just weird how like that word now comes up for some sort of like alien type being. It's just, it's just probably nothing to it, but I just find it weird. It wasn't spelt the same, but sometimes I just find it weird when you hear like these words being reused that were used back in a long time ago for occult reasons, or Gnostic, or just weird shit.
Also, like when you see some of the paintings that have like UFOs in them, old biblical paintings, and have, like
weird shit,
weird shit from like way the fuck back. I can't share anything I show you.
Is there a way I can share to you, Nick, or so you can pull them up? Because I have the paintings like downloaded. I can show them.
Yeah, if you
I think if you just go to the present square down there, you can pull them up, right? And then Nick just has to allow it.
Yeah.
If you're going off your phone, you might not be able to, though. You're doing great, Don.
Yeah, I have no idea how to do it with a phone. I think I've used it maybe twice because of like emergency reasons, and I didn't have to share shit.
That's what I got my boy Area 51 Anthony for. The guy's always on point with it. He sits back. Half the time he doesn't even know what the fuck we're talking about on the conspiracy side of things, but he'll just sit there. What video you need me to pull up? Yep. Ant, look for this. We were talking some gematria and numerology the other day. The poor kid, I could tell it was just way over his head. But he slowly figured it out as the evening went on.
Yeah.
Symbolism.
I don't think you can pull it up.
Yeah, I can't. I hit the wrong button, and
That's all right.
I'm not even gonna attempt to do that. But I'll send it to you after this. For next time. For next time we have the conversation and all.
Oh, have you guys heard anything about
There's
this?
a lot of crazy videos going on with the alien side of things. You heard the one about you guys remember the Miami Mall incident a couple of years ago, where there was alleged like all the police force, basically the Bayside Mall, pulled up, and it was legit because the high school kids got in a fight or were throwing fireworks or something like that. But people were also saying, so recently, two things: a police officer came out with a statement like on Reddit, saying like he went in there with his partner. One went, this way, the other one went up the escalator. You heard his partner scream. Partner came downstairs like he fucking seen a ghost and was like, and dropped to the floor. Like, not the regular medics came in, like yellow suit, hazmat type people came in from like I don't know, JFK or the Kennedy space station type shit, like some undercover like whole thing. And then he went, after it all happened, he went into his sergeant and asked him how his partner Lopez was doing. He goes, Lopez, what do you mean? He goes, you haven't worked. Your partner wasn't Lopez. Your partner was Johnson or whoever it was. He goes, yeah, you haven't worked with him in years, and just kind of like played it like to make him think nothing happened kind of thing. Real sketchy. It's on Reddit. I wish I could fucking share it. But it was like a 4 or 5 page clip he posted up. But then they were also saying that since we're on the topic of aliens and shit, that the coordinates of that mall and behind the ice wall of Antarctica are very similar. So when they were traveling interdimensionally, they got the coordinates fucked up and they appeared there opposed to go on the other side of the ice wall was another theory. So the alien shit's fucking wild. I think that's what I mean. I think eventually it's going to have to come out because something crazy is going to happen, or they're going to slap us with a Project Bluebeam and hit us with the Tupac dancing in Times Square.
I have wondered about them faking
fuck,
something.
I can't hear Nick.
Oh shit.
I hear y'all pretty good.
Hold on, you're good. I'll figure it out in a second.
What do you think, Sam?
Sorry?
What do you think about like the whole alien thing?
I think that it's mathematically impossible that we're the only thing out there, but I also think that we're the only one made in the Lord's image. So, Space Crusade, maybe. And depending on how they look, they can get their cheeks clapped. They can get it.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna say I gotta spread the word of the Lord one way or the other. But they're only gonna figure out who the Messiah is. So, what do you think, man? Puggy?
Down here, they're like those things from V.
What's
Like
that?
they actually like human. They were human, but like reptilians, actually. Yeah, it was an old show on TV. Yeah, where oh, Robbie, your mic is now buzzing again. Yeah, V. It was an old show where the aliens basically landed here and they looked like normal humans, but they were actually like reptilian underneath.
Sounds like my ex future mother-in-law.
Yeah. Nice.
Still buzzing?
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
See, it's the electricity. They talking that demon stuff.
So yeah, now he's not. Sounds like he's talking in. What is that? Somebody rambles when they're speaking in tongues. Now it sounds like he's talking in tongues over there.
That's them Pentecostal people. And some of them like to play with snakes in the house. And I just got to understand, why y'all bringing the devil, that literally the Satan, into the Lord's house? That ain't supposed to happen. You ain't supposed to bring a snake into a church. Until they can
bring like legit snakes into the church.
There has been like Pentecostal churches that have brought actual snakes in there, and I'm like, no, dog, y'all gonna have that? Y'all done brought Satan into the Lord's house. That's fucked up on multiple different levels.
Oh shit, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if it's all Pentecostals, but I do know that there are some Pentecostals, or is it it's the Pentecostals that do it because the reasoning behind it is because that there is I think it was Paul or it was Peter. But they said that your faith can protect you and everything, even from the venom of a serpent. And I'm like, my boy, I think that was meant to be taken symbolically, like the words of the devil, because he's a serpent, but you can have that one. But who knows?
Do audio check. Sound better now?
Oh yeah, you sound fine, Nelson. Thank you.
Cool.
Yes.
Looks better than Apple.
There we go. So, yeah, but that's all I got. That's all I got. That's new in the news that I've came across.
I really couldn't even. Besides just like skimming through Twitter or Instagram here and there, I couldn't tell you shit. And Instagram really isn't for news. Like for me, it's more of just like brain rot shit.
Mm-hmm.
Something I look at when I take breaks on like working on my podcast.
Doom scrolling bullshit. Yep.
Yeah, or not even that now. It's just I have the weirdest. Look at my stories. You'll see the fucking weird shit I share. It's a fucking crazy shit that shows up on my fucking timeline now. It's like you just start going down weird shit and all tons of weird shit comes up now. Or it's like now I get all these like gym videos because I looked at a few of them. I'm like, holy fuck. Like now you're bombarding me with like these same styled ones.
I'm getting dinosaur facts and like new discoveries in science and astrophysics and all in my Instagram.
I gotta start looking up shit like that and get it to start changing the algorithm.
Conspiracies, golf, and big booty bitches. That's my algorithm.
There we go.
I mean, it turn those big booty girls into some goth girls, and that'd be great.
Some big booty Latinas around here.
Yeah.
Get Jester going in the chat. He says
that'd
be yo, you know what was wild? I had Bennett on the show a couple of days ago, maybe last week. He was on like as a co-host with us. And before the show, he had mentioned something about I think I had mentioned a comment to him how I think Matt Awakened Lion had asked me if I was like using AI on my voice for some of the solos I do. And I was like, no, I wish. I was like, I do record that and fucking edit it and take way too long to do it. But no, I wouldn't use the AI voice. But he was asking me that, and I mentioned it. I said something, and Bennett mentioned there was an app called, I forgot what it was, like 11 Labs or some shit like that. Never heard of it before. Never. And I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. He's like, yeah, it does all that type of shit, blah, blah, blah. And then like we started the show up. We chatted a little bit, and then we started the show. I got off the show, and, when the show was over, I did whatever. But the first thing, as soon as I opened up my phone and opened up Instagram, first thing was an advertisement for that fucking app.
No shit.
I've never heard of it before. Never. I took a screenshot of it, sent it to him. I said, thanks to you.
Yeah, right. You could even think
that is bugged the fuck out, dude.
Yep. That happens with me all the time. Like on the golf side of things, especially like on my other page, me and my buddy were just talking about simulators. How much does one call, like an in-home simulator? How much does it cost? That's gonna happen again. And the ads you get, exactly that, right across the ads that pop up. Simulators, in-home simulators, different ones from Temu brands all the way up to Dick's Promotions. You know what I mean? It's
Temu's gonna be on my shit now when I open up
yeah, it's fucking crazy.
If they have a simulator, like where it could be like a world of tanks or thing, where it's like a tank simulator. I mean, they have one at Fort Benning. I did that for an ROTC trip one time. That shit was awesome. I got 5 kills. But that was tank to tank kills. I love that. But if I could get one of those for like here at the house, son, I'd be playing that with some Jack Daniels.
So that's it. Big booty Latinas. That's funny.
I told you to get Justin going in there.
Yeah, everything's listening to us, man. Everything's always listening to us out there. It's fucked up.
Bugged out, dude. Yeah.
The surveillance state we live in.
But yo, that was just so quick, though. I was like, yo, literally, first thing in my face. I was like, you couldn't even give me a couple of sweeps. Like,
yep.
Like you're ready to go.
And you can't. It sucks that we can't stop it. Like, how do we stop it? You know what I mean? Like,
right?
There's no way to stop it. It's just thrown right in our face, man. It sucks.
I have a question for you, gentlemen. It's off topic. Would you rather?
I'm not killing another friend.
No. That first off, that was beyond fuck.
I was just like, yo, what a question to leave us with. He's a funny.
Would you rather be a blood-sucking vampire? Shout out to Voice. Or would you rather be a lycan, which is a werewolf, a lycanthrope?
A vampire.
Okay. What about you, RGB? Vamp?
Yeah, I'd probably go the vampire route, I guess. I don't know. Awesome. Not something I really thought of.
Because as soon as this we get done here, me and him we're doing we're gonna do the episode over vampires and how the CIA actually use vampiric folklore to actually scare the
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lansdale. Yeah, that guy. Yep. He had motherfuckers hanging from the fucking trees, and they thought of vampires.
That shit is fucking awesome, which is crazy. Because it's over in the Philippines.
Aquino. Yeah, that was like the Aquino before Aquino, basically.
Don't know what that is, but I'm going through like the all that. I'm going through all vampire creatures and everything from the Greece to the Asians. Because I gotta talk about my people, and then I'm also doing the one that's in the native folklore and everything. And by the way, Count Saint Germain and the Casket Girls in Louisiana will be making a visit in that episode.
Oh, nice. Saint Germain's an interesting.
I believe he is still walking. I believe he is the only one to ever have created a perfect Philosopher's Stone. I think he's the only one who's ever done it.
Who's related to royalty, the king and queen of England? There aren't they related?
They are related to Dracula III.
Yeah, Vlad the Impaler, right?
Vlad the Impaler. Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Which, funny enough, is my favorite. He's one of my favorite warlords. Technically, well, yes, I say warlord, but he's over in Romania. He is seen as a folk hero, and the propaganda of him dining in feasting on the blood of his enemies, dining in the forest of death that he created with all his impaled victims, is actually the propaganda of his enemies, I want to say the Ottomans, but the Turks. Anyway, it was the Muslim Caliphate that he was fighting, that he grew up learning because he was a slave to them. Like his father, the Sultan took him and his brother from his father, raised them in his house as a way to keep his father in line. But Vlad's brother actually became, I can't remember his name, but he becomes known as the handsome one. It's highly likely him and the younger Sultan that they all grew up with as children. So all three of them, it's the Sultan Ahmed the second. I want to say, and more than likely they were fucking.
Oh shit!
Vlad's brother was fucking the Sultan. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I never took really a deep dive down the vampire shit besides what I listened to on like other podcasts and shit, but it's definitely interesting shit.
I still think it's from TV. I'm still sticking to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. You gotta listen. If you listen to seriously, I'm not trying to push the show on you. If you listen to my episode, you might be like, it might be onto something.
I think when you talked about that, how tuberculosis and vampirism, because when tuberculosis, which is also known as the consumption, you have your eyes are bloodshot, you have red rings around your eyes, and you're small, you're frail, because you're essentially a husk of a person. R.I.P. to Arthur Morgan. He went out like a G. And also the good old Doc Holliday died from tuberculosis. And they would cough. It was transferred via body fluids and everything, and it's a fucked up situation. So the cure of it was not found until penicillin in the early 1900s. I want to say 1902, maybe 1904. I'm wrong on the dates, but I want to say those years are the most accurate. So
crazy shit.
Yep. But
you're doing a whole series on that, aren't you?
Me and Pokey, we're gonna do an episode on vampires, then probably gonna do an episode on zombies. Then and might do an episode over like rich based characters and everything, and how, because I'm really big into folklore and everything, but the vampires one is I think that they're all they few set key creatures in like all cultures all over the world have existed, even when said cultures really didn't have no way of talking to each other. You know what I mean? Like obviously the Europe and the Middle East, for a long time they were landlocked. They didn't really have anything to do with each other until then they fought and met. But like it's weird because you have Hecate, the goddess of magic in the Greeks. Then you have the Hellenistic pantheon that's both the Roman and the Greeks, because the Roman is a second gen of the Greek mythology. But then you have down in you have Baba Yaga, which is a witch over in the Polish culture and everything, over in that area. Then you also have Merlin, the wizard, over in Anglo-Saxon England. You know what I mean? Like how these things all work. Then you have dragons all over the world, which we talked about earlier. So I think these creatures actually did exist, and hell, you also have the Fey folk all over the world. The leprechauns, the which is an island, and you have the Fey, like the fairies over in Britain, and yeah. Sorry, my mind's just going.
The Fae, there's even Fae over here. People talk about
Yeah.
the Fae being down south where you are, buddy. I've heard stories about the Fae down
Wouldn't surprise me.
Little fucking fairies, right? That's what they are, the little fairy things, right?
Yeah. Did technically the sorry, the Smurfs are based off of Fey folk, and so are the Snorks. But I want to say it was Sweden, but one of the Viking countries in 2005 actually took a commercial of the Smurfs and had them singing and everything until bombs raining down on them and actually bombed the hell out of Smurf Village. Like they put that on an actual TV broadcast.
Fucking
as a way to be anti-war. I'm like, so you're gonna be anti-war and bomb the hell out of Smurf Village? What the hell wrong with you?
in my pagan circle used to argue about the Fae all the time. Yeah, man, the Fae's interesting. Cryptids in general are always an interesting category to talk about. I love getting into that shit. Just cryptids in general, yeah.
Yeah, you know the what is it? El Chupacabra?
Yeah, that's down Texas and Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, there's a theory that you know I think he's a paleontologist. I'm not exactly sure. He does animals and shit. Ports Galante. He brought up the theory that the El Chupacabra is actually the thing of two thiacelines. So a thiaceline is the Tasmanian wolf. So it's not the Tasmanian tiger. Yeah, no, it is a Tasmanian tiger. My bad. So he said because there was two of them that was supposed to be put on the Bronx, a male and the female, and because they believe that the thiaceline is extinct, but the characteristics kind of match the He proposed it was probably one of the thiaceline that survived the ship going down because the ship that was headed to the Bronx Zoo carrying them sank. And they could, which some of the animals did get off and got to the land. He thought, what if one of the thiaceline got off and it was what was purported to be the El Chupacabra? So it's a fun little theory.
Chupacabra.
That's a good
one. Which translates to the goat licker. Or goat sucker.
Dog man, Bigfoot. I think we got some Bigfoot up here lurking because of our couple missing 411. We got a couple missing 411 cases up here in the Adirondacks. We got that one that David Paulides covered.
Oh, really? Oh, he covered one. Wow.
With the little boy that was carried up to the side of the mountain?
No, it was an old man. He was on a hunting trip.
I remember that. He disappears out of nowhere, right?
Out of nowhere, they didn't find anything, a candy wrapper, nothing, his water bottle. I actually went to school with his grandson. My co-host Anthony's has ties to one of his sons. So we're trying to get somebody on the pod to talk about it, but it's not really something they want to bring back up after all these years. Which is understandable.
So, was he ever found, or
no? There was nothing found, and the weird thing about it is it was the only adult missing person case that the FBI really ever got involved in at the time, especially in a situation like that. They had a huge search party out for him. It was days on end. They were out there. He was like 50 to 100 yards away from the nearest person. They searched for him like 6 to 8 hours before they went and called for help. They did the shots to let him, like, in case he got lost, to tell him where they were, everything. And this guy was he was an older guy, late 70s or something. And so like he wasn't the most agile person or whatever, but they also said, one of the people said, his nephew or son said they heard like a door slam, like almost like a Bilko door slam or a big giant slam. And it was like a weird sound they heard. And I always reference, like, that's my thing where I say the Bigfoot travels through the portals, and maybe this guy got caught up in one of those portals.
Well, the Cherokee believe that Bigfoot. So they don't really say Bigfoot; they say Sukalu, which translates to "he who has slanted." So has them slanting, talking about his eyes. His eyes are slant eyes, a lot like mine. But no, they he is the physical manifestation of the Force. So it would not surprise me that because he's both physical and a spiritual being, because he is the said to be the physical manifestation, the guardian, as you will. And the old guy was hunting, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, he was hunting. He didn't disappear on camera. Someone was asking. No, it wasn't on camera, but the whole family was like right there with him within, I think it was like 50 yards apart. And like the way they did it was half the family went around one way to try to draw the deer to come at him or whatever they were hunting at the time, to draw to the shooters, and you know the way they do it. And he just, when it was time to come back, he just never came back.
And so it would not surprise if one of them, because me and Grim, we did I went on Grim's show with another guest, Randy, who talked about his Bigfoot that's on his property and everything. But it would not surprise me if the Bigfoot, if they're like anything like Sukalu, they just got real mad and said, "You're shooting my deer. You know what? I'm gonna learn you something." Pick them up by the nape of the neck and just carry them on back into the woods and just drop them off in like the spirit realm of Feywild or whatever the fuck it's called. It wouldn't surprise me.
And it's weird because of like the Adirondacks is just off of the Appalachian Trail, and the way the mountain is, it's set up. It's a dome structure, and there's only like one other one. It's like directly across. It's, I want to say it's somewhere in the Middle East. I just watched the video on this not too long ago, but I cannot remember. So it's a little bit different than other mountains and shit like that. So there's some weird shit that, and the cave systems. There's major cave systems up in there. So I always wonder if that has something to do with a lot of these missing 411s. And it's a national park, so you have the ties to that correlation of people going missing in national parks all over the country. And that
Which is talked about.
Yeah, we talked about it before. The Eisenhower, you know, signing the treaty with the tall whites and all that shit.
Wait, he signed a treaty with the Nazi aliens?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and he did that, and they said that they can abduct just from national parks and do their testing and experimenting and all that shit. They can't come take them out of the middle of the streets, but if the people are in national parks, that's where they can take them from.
Oh, shit.
And from that point on, the amount of disappearances in national parks skyrocketed. Yep.
Rough.
And that's where like Travis Walton was cutting those trees in the national park. Betty and Barney Hill were driving not too far from a national park. So
I'll do you one even cooler. Talking about national like parks and aliens. You know the movie Predators? So it's the one that has Topher Grace in.
who is it?
The movie Predators. So it's like so it's not it's the one after Alien vs Predator. It's like the third movie in the Predators franchise. So anyway, it's a bunch of like humans. They get abducted. They get dropped off in a hunting safari, like on a zoo planet. So it's a game preserve and everything, which I think game preserves act somewhat like national parks on over yonder in the other countries and all. Like how we have like animals in our national parks, they have them over there, but they're meant for hunting. But anyway, they drop them down, and the aliens they abducted them from different places and everything. They abducted them from the prisons. They abducted Topher's character from a prison. The guy Royce, the main character in the movie, he gets abducted. He was a part of like a Black Ops team or something. But they're all being hunted on essentially a game reserve on a prison planet. It's just so I could, and the reason why I bring this up is you said that they couldn't abduct them from the like just can't abduct them from everywhere. They can only abduct them from a national park. So if you think if you think it's just like they abducted them from everywhere in here, but they put them in a game park over there, it just the way it worked in my mind was kind of weird. It just made me think of that.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I've always been interested in that case in particular, and then when Politis came out with it, it made me jump into the missing 411 a little bit more, just because of the local connections I had to it. And it was something I followed it from the jump because it was one of those things where I didn't even know really what the missing 411 was at the time.
Yeah.
Just the fact that this guy disappeared out of the fucking blue, and there was no trace of him, and being such,
Yeah.
you know. It was
I
a
would
huge story locally at the time.
I would even say for people who may not be too huge into Bigfoot, even the first two, what Missing 411, and then there's another one. Even those just alone, not tying Bigfoot into it like he does later on, it is still extremely fucking weird, these disappearances. Like none of them really make any sense to me. And all of them, there's people there, and all of a sudden just one motherfucker's gone or a kid just disappears. It's like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. And we also had up in the Adirondacks. I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago, this guy was like on a skiing trip or something, and all of a sudden he ended up like 2,000 miles away in like Colorado. He was supposed to be going to like a friend's wedding or something, and had a complete like time lapse. He said he went, teleported or something. He was in like, he went to somewhere like, he might have ended up in like New Mexico or something. It was somewhere super warm, and he was like in full ski gear. And like the time of him to get there like didn't match up. Like there was no way he would have been able to get there. There was no flight log of him going there, anything like that. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. It might have been like right during COVID. It was fucking crazy, but that's what I mean. Like the Adirondacks is a weird fucking place. Weird, lot of Bigfoot sightings up there. There's like businesses that have their whole gift shop is fucking Adirondack Bigfoot base. So UFO sightings up there, all that shit.
Oh wow! See, that's another weird. Like, I don't know, it was just coincidental. I'll be totally honest. People would know from my show that I'm not too really sold on Bigfoot. There's just too many questions with it for me. But it seems to be either UFO or orbs are always associated with that too.
Mm-hmm.
So like that, like the weird thing is that shit actually makes me think that something is going on. Like I actually would believe more interdimensional, like you are. Like you said, I would buy into that more than like this thing actually lives here full time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know about all that, but and it's just like, why is there always weird paranormal shit even like going on, like either in the skies or then even low enough for people to be seeing and filming, orbs and shit. It's just weird. Something seems to be energetically going on in the area. People think there might be a Bigfoot at or supposed sightings as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, always. I had someone on my show recently. I forget who, we were talking about the orbs and the correlation to Bigfoot sightings, and
big.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So
there was even a girl that used to be on the show, Brooke from Florida, something dark Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You can even look her up and get her on the show if you want. She
I just talked to her actually. Yeah, I think I just.
I was gonna say she has experiences with orbs too, within her story.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. Definitely would suggest her story. It's rather interesting.
Yeah, orbs are crazy. It's one of our guests. I'd like to go on a Bigfoot. This guy doesn't do Bigfoot hunts, but he does like where someone had a sighting. He goes back and does like an investigation to see if there's any like trails or like camps. Like how they always say that they have like the Bigfoot encampments are set up and shit like that. So I'd go on one of those, but I ain't going on an overnight to go look for fucking Bigfoot like Doc and those guys did down in the Appalachians or the Smokies, wherever they were. Fuck that.
With that being said, gentlemen, my phone's on it's on 30, but I was gonna say, can y'all shout out to where people can find y'all at?
Yeah, you go first, I guess.
All right, I'll wrap it up. Yeah, man, we can find us at Conspiracy Chaos on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all social medias, Conspiracy Chaos Podcast. You can also find us. We just dropped some merch at wecandoitshop.com/conspiracy chaos. got some shirts and hoodies and a few other things coming out. So stay tuned for that. Sam, appreciate you having us on. Nick, always fun chopping it up, brother.
Hell yeah, of course, definitely, always enjoy. Yeah, Hostile, if you can try to hit me up somehow. I think there's the emails attached on this YouTube page. I'm just answering the person in the chat. I think if you go to more or whatever, it gives you the option to get the email. You can contact us that way. I'll get you on the show if you got a topic. Yeah, the Occult Rejects, that's on BitChute, Rumble, YouTube, and all major podcast hosts. Yeah, check it out. We got the occultresearchinstitute.org, the website, and we have t-shirts up on there now too. So check it out. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, and then real quick, we're doing a giveaway. We got a hoodie giveaway we're doing once we get to 2,000 followers on Instagram and 200 on YouTube. So anybody interested in a Conspiracy Chaos hoodie with our full logo on the back, like and just follow both our pages there. We're only a few away on each side, so would appreciate that. But appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight as well.
With that being said, good night, Chase Puller, wherever you are. Blessed be the chaos. Much love from the Web of Mysteries. I am Sam.
I'm Kyle.
And with that being said, bless you and stay vigilant.